Good morning, students. Today I am going to teach you the third chapter of your supplementary reader book, and the name of the topic is The Shepherd's Treasure. Students, I have written the word meaning also here. Just see, shepherd means one who tends sheep, treasure means stored wealth, cottage, hut, courage means boldness, disguise means change the appearance, meager means scanty or insufficient, and hospitality means entertainment of guests. Students, this is the story of a very poor child, very poor shepherd who lived in a village of Iran. He was very poor. He did not have his own hut. He was uneducated and illiterate. He had never gone to school. He had never learned to read and write because there were very few schools in those days. Though the shepherd was uneducated, he was illiterate, but he was very wise. He was very wise. People always came to seek advice whenever they were in problems. Whenever they faced any kinds of problem, they came to him for seeking advice. And the shepherd always helped them because of his wisdom. He always helped the people because he was wise enough. So one day, the king also heard the story of that boy, and he thought to meet him. So the king changed his appearance and he sat on a mule and he went towards the cave where the child was living. When the shepherd saw that somebody was coming towards his cave, then he stood up and he welcomed that traveler. He took him inside his cave. He gave cold water to him. And he also gave that insufficient meal, that insufficient food of his own share. The king took rest for the whole night there, and he became very happy to see the hospitality of that child. He became very happy when he heard the conversation, when he heard the voice talking of the boy. So, next morning, the king said to the child that now he had to go for a long journey. That's why he should leave. He should go from that place. The child thanked the king and he addressed him as Your Majesty. The king became very happy to see the wisdom, to see the kindness and behavior of the child. And he thought that he needed such kind of person for his country. So he appointed the shepherd, the governor of small districts. Though the shepherd was given the power and high rank, but he was still humble, he was still polite and kind towards everyone. So soon he became very famous throughout the whole country. His fame spread throughout the whole country. The result was that the other governors grew jealous of him and they started talking against him to the king. They said that the new governor always carry an iron chest. He always carry a large and strong box with him, and he collected, he kept for himself the part of money that he collected as tax from the people. He kept money in that iron chest which he collected as tax from people. The king did not pay attention, but how long he could ignore such kind of talking. So one day he discovered and he found that his new governor always carried an iron chest. So he became angry and he called him. He called his new governor in the palace. The shepherd, who was new governor now, he came towards the palace sitting on the camel, and there was an iron chest, there was a strong box which was tied behind him on the back of the camel. When he came into the palace, the king asked him that why he always carried an iron chest and what it contained. The new governor asked his servant to bring the iron chest, and when he opened it, everybody who was present there, including king also, they all were amazed because there was an old blanket in that box. The king asked that you are the governor. The king asked that he was the governor of a district. So why he carried such kind of old blanket? Then the shepherd, who was a governor, smiled that it was his oldest friend, and it would still protect him if at any time the king should wish to take away his royal dress, his royal robes. The king was very pleased to listen the answer, to hear the answer, to hear the reply of the governor, and after that the other governors who were always complaining, they got ashamed, and now everybody knew that the shepherd was indeed the humblest and the wisest man in the land. So the king made him the governor of a much bigger district than they. So students, this is the summary of this chapter. You will revise this summary and you will write all these word meanings in your notebook. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.